Hello people, Mongoose again, and it's time for another Why I Love video, so let's crack on with the Why I Love. And this week I'm changing it up from a game to a control pad, and it's why I love the NES control pad. Now where can we start with this? Let's start off with the D-pad. I mean, this game pad pretty much just invented the D-pad and just the general setup of controllers to come. I mean, you can argue that the Japanese Famicom, which was their version of the NES, controller did come first, which it did, but it wasn't quite as refined. I mean, it was kind of hardwired into the system, very short wires, and you know, the D-pad wasn't really as functioning. It also had like this kind of mic voice command thing in the middle, so you could shout in games like Zelda, which the NES controller doesn't. But I mean, look at it. I mean, aesthetically, it still looks really, really good, and it's just an iconic image of gaming. You know, that control pad, everybody knows it, and it's just simple. You know, 4 directions, 4 buttons, one for your menu, for the start, select, and then your B and A, and everyone knows the B comes before A with Nintendo, because the alphabet doesn't mean anything. Yeah, but I mean, it's just really functional, you know, comfortable to hold. I know it's like, it's squared off, and when they did the top loaders, I know later on, they did kind of make them dog bone shapes so they were easier to hold, and they did that with the SNES, and I do understand that, and it is more comfortable to hold, but I mean, I didn't really find that this was really uncomfortable. I mean, you look at this controller now, it's got to be what, like 25, 30 years old, and I mean, look at it, there's not a mark on it, and it still works perfectly, and I pick these up all the time for next to nout. Another great thing, the length of the wire, something that the Japanese Famicom controller like really lacked. This wire just, it never ends, it's so long, so you're not hunched over your TV, or you haven't got your console like sitting on your lap, which is just absolutely awesome. Yeah, but I mean, that's the NES controller, and I absolutely love it. I mean, it was the first controller that I remember playing with, and I'm pretty sure it set the standard for control pads from, you know, from now on. And I mean, you look on control pads nowadays, and they may use analog sticks for controlling, but you still get the D-pad. Do you know what I mean? And this D-pad was, you know, really responsive. It wasn't just the 4 buttons. You could get games where you had, you know, 8 direction movement when you were moving in, you know, diagonals and stuff. So yeah, I mean, these stand up really well today, and you'll still find them, and they'll pretty much be working. I mean, they're kind of indestructible. I mean, when the nuclear bombs hit, there'll be cockroaches left in NES controllers, but I absolutely love them, and they're just such an iconic design. They're great to play with, and that, you know, just holding them just holds so many memories for me. So that's why I love the NES control pad, and I'm the Mongoose, and I'll sign up like I always do, and just say, you know, if you've liked what you've seen, please, you know, just give us a thumbs up, or maybe it's just leave a comment. I love some feedback, but I'll just leave it like I always do and just say thanks guys, but please subscribe.